This video contains content that may be disturbing to some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
What's up, guys? Today we're back with another video. Today I'm pretty sure if you know what we're watching. Yes, watching scary animations today. And sadly it's dark, so have to deal with that. Don't mind that. It's never there. Shh. Never there. I have to put my glasses back on. So, as you can see, and as I said, we're going to be watching some scary animations. But they're not from any scary animations. They're from, am I a bad person for forgetting it? Well, I'll say it later, but we're going to be watching some scary animations. Here we go. Let's get right into it. Okay.
I've lived a long enough life to have heard and seen a lot of unusual things. Of course, having spent many of my years in it, in the state of Florida, I've seen firsthand on several occasions why the infamous Florida man is always making headlines.
Wait, one thing. Why does he look like that? Like, I'm so sorry. It's just, why he look like that? It's a common question, but I was like, I'm so sorry, let's continue.
It's across the country. Heck, I could have been one of those Florida men back in the day. But I can tell you without a doubt that no matter how steeled you think you've become against the surprises life throws at you, you're never invincible. Life always holds the power to shock you to your core. I mean, take me for example. I spent my years in the military, and I've spent my years on the streets, drifting between one rock and another hard place. But no matter what messed up stuff I have to see go down or deal with, I always bounce back. Well, almost always. Out of everything I've seen, only one thing made me lose my cool. And I think it was just the sheer unexpectedness of it. Just that I didn't think anything like it could ever happen in broad daylight in the middle of the...
Hold up. I am getting brutally scared, and I am getting brutally cool. If you've seen something, don't say anything. Don't talk about this. Okay, got the mic on.
city, but there's no denying that this happened. Everyone knows about it these days. It was a nice sunny day in Miami. I was making my way across town down the concrete mess of a highway, just to get out of that part of town I'd been in for the last few weeks. I'd never owned a car, so I was taking my bike down the shoulder. Except I wasn't riding it. I hadn't been sleeping well, and the night before I didn't manage to catch any sleep at all. I was honestly too drowsy to pedal in a straight line, so I was literally just walking my bike down the shoulder of the road. There was a sidewalk next to me, but it was on the other side of a concrete barrier, like the ones they use to divide directions of traffic on freeways. I could have hopped it on foot, but not with my bike. I don't know exactly how I'd ended up sandwiched there between the cars and the
One thing. You can get to the other side and then put the bike over the thing and then hop it. It's pretty logical sense. Don't you think?
Agreed. But after what happened later, I'd take that way again for the alternative. The sun was getting high and bright. It was starting to hurt my eyes. I squinted ahead and saw that there was a bridge down the way. A nice wide overpass to provide some shade. I started to quicken my pace, which felt pretty silly given that there were countless cars flying past me. But between the deafening whoosh of each vehicle passing, I kept thinking I was hearing something. Something that sounded like the shouts of a heated argument between drunk people.
That's the problem with you. It's going out and it's down.
That might not be something you'd expect to hear in the middle of the day in your town, but in Miami, it's more than common. But I couldn't help but think it sounded a little unusual. I figured that sleep deprivation was screwing with me and pressed on. But as I got closer to the bridge, the shouting grew louder. It sounded more like screaming, but there was some other tone in there, like a growling rabid dog. Every time I thought I was about to decipher it, a car would blow past me. Then, the sound would change. By the time I got to the bridge, my curiosity was piqued. I could definitely tell where the noise was coming from. Straight ahead of me, just a few more yards under the shade. I peeked over the edge of the barrier onto the sidewalk and saw two hairy pairs of men's legs sliding around together on the sidewalk. I instinctively darted my...
Whoa, this changed quick. One, if you hear screaming and it sounds like somebody's screaming in agony, bitch, run! Don't just walk there. I don't care if there's other people around. Run. You want to be the next one? Thought so. Two, why would you look over the concrete wall knowing that something happened and then you see legs? That's your expression. Look at that face. Look at that face. I could see the disappointment in his mother's eyes.
eyes away, not wanting to see much more above the thigh level. It's experimenting people need to get a room. What are they thinking? Doing stuff like that on the side of the road in the beaming sun? Well, obviously no one cares because no one's stopping. Just another day in Florida. I did my best to keep my eyes to myself as I passed under the shade. I was thankful for the break from the intense light, but beneath the underside of the road above, some strange sounds began to echo, forcing me in for another look. This wasn't an act of exhibition, but there were two messed up looking dudes lying naked on the concrete, and one of them was crouched over the other, tearing into a man's face with his teeth.
Bitch, please. You know, I know I don't get scared that easily, but comparing that is happening, that happened in real life, that actually happened. These psychotic bitches. Why would you look at that and see that much detail? Are you just standing there? Huh, interesting. Why? That looks like something you would see straight out of a horror movie from a demonic thing that's eating someone alive. I am so sorry. I am so sorry, guys. Guess I have to do viewers' discretion advised.
Blood gushing out, spilling onto the asphalt, bone showing through the bite wounds on the face, and flesh in the attacker's teeth as he looked up to notice me, just to scream like a feral zombie as he looked me dead in the eye. It was at that exact moment that I jumped onto my bike and pedaled off at top speed. All prior drowsiness was erased by the shot of adrenaline. I kept looking back to see if I was being ran down by that psycho, but luckily he'd been content with scaring me off. I rolled down the first ramp that I got to and immediately went looking for a cop. I found one not even a block away, surrounded by several other very concerned-looking citizens. The police officer, however, seemed annoyed, but I was in a panic, and I never panic, so I must have been a sight to see all on my own. I barged through all those people and got right up into the cop's face.
There's a flippin' zombie on the frickin' pedestrian path. Up the ramp, just up that way.
Come on, don't get hysterical with me, people. What do you mean by zombie?
There's a dude eating another dude's face off, man.
Finally, it seemed like something clicked in the cop's brain. He didn't say anything to us. He walked straight into his car, speaking something into his radio. Then he drove up the off-ramp going the wrong way, out of sight. Me and those other civilians traded a few strange looks. all in an understandable loss for words. Some of them looked like avid bicyclists. Others just looked like people who'd come out of their cars. I wondered how long that thing had been going on with all those people just driving past like that. Then we heard the gunshots. 5 of them in quick succession. Everybody on the street stopped what they were doing, dumbfounded. In just a few minutes, more and more cops came, followed by an ambulance, and then the army of press. News van after news van drove up to broadcast the scoop, live on the scene, whatever. I heard some office building captured the whole thing on their security cameras. It was the talk of the town for weeks. I'm sure the name Miami was heard all across the world alongside Zombie Attack, Cannibal Eats Face off Homeless Man, Florida Man Gets Wasted and Eats Face.
I'm sorry. I am so sorry. How long was that ago? How long? Okay. 2 years.
I don't care for
Not
any of
bad.
that. People who weren't there seem fascinated by it. But I know more than anything that I never want to see pictures of that horrible tragedy. Just from seeing it one
Is
time,
it what?
I was shaken up for months. I still get hair standing up on the back of my neck whenever I pass under a bridge.
A person who was riding his bike here off the MacArthur Causeway yesterday afternoon says he saw one man eating another man alive.
You're about to hear from the Miami man who had his face chewed off.
My face was all catastrophic. My eyes got plucked out.
And ignored the officer's orders to stop eating the other man's face.
Wear your own designed Roblox skins in-game.
Stupid fucking ass. Whoa, we're already getting into the next one? We need to talk about this. Sir, you witnessed cannibalism. It actually showed real clips at the end. Actual news, so they aren't fucking with us. And then you proceed to live in Florida. Bitch. You better not be still living there, because if you are, you're a psycho. What the fuck? You witness it and then you still stay there. Out. Fucking camera. I'm so sorry. Oh my god, I wanna cry. Okay. My life is amazing. Okay, guys. This is bullcrap. We're gonna watch one more and then we're gonna end the video from there because I'm not sure I can take it more longer. Okay? I'll do a part 2. Don't worry. Just let's hope we can get through this one. The dark
Out of
and
every day that I have ever lived through, even with so many of them being so hard, there is one that stands out as the worst day of my entire life. It was my mother's 63rd birthday. The morning started just like any other. I helped my little girl get dressed and ready for school. It was supposed to be a big day for her. She'd been practicing for her school spelling bee for weeks, and today was the day. The two of us were about to walk out the door when my husband grabbed me on the shoulder and stopped us before the door. You can't let her go to school looking.
One, why is there a guy doing a voiceover for a girl? And two, why did I thought it was a guy? Anyways, let's get back to the video.
Like that. She looks unkempt. What will people think when she's on stage? I was going to just accept that he was right and change our daughter into some different clothes, but my mother, who was living with us at the time, had a bit of a grudge against.
Ma'am? Ma'am? But I can already tell what my new next Christmas present will be. I am so sorry. Anyways, why are you not? You're just gonna leave? You're gonna make your daughter wear clothes that they don't want to wear? You want to make them just because the way they look? That is very shameful of you, there, buddy. You can't be having your daughter. You're gonna give your daughter insecurities. That's not good. So, because I've always grown up, I have grown up in a very amazing lifestyle, and I have not once felt insecure about myself. Because the way you're gonna force your daughter to wear clothes they don't want to wear, that's mean. It's cruel. Anyways, let's get back to the video. Hopefully, I hope that daughter has a better life.
It's my husband, and she wouldn't have it. It was her birthday after all.
Who do you think you're talking to? If you make my granddaughter late for school on the day of her recital, you got another thing coming. Go, baby, get out of here. Don't let that oaf tell you what to do.
My husband looked a little dumbstruck by my mother's resistance to his remark. He was usually the head of the household, and he would always get his way. But ever since my mother retired and started living with us, she had fought him for control over
I keep on telling myself I'm not gonna pause, but I had to. Imagine her checking. No, just imagine. This is gonna be really scary. Your daughter, she's probably a monster, right? Imagine this person walks in the middle of the night in your room to check if you're sleeping. Oh, I am praying for when she wasn't sleeping. But what the I would not let her. Okay, so why is there a guy voiceovering for a girl when they obviously have a girl to voice over a girl? Why? Just why? Maybe let's get back to
every little thing. I didn't want to be caught in the crossfire between the two of them on that day, so I just left like my mother told me to. I dropped my daughter off at school, then spent several hours running errands. Early in the afternoon, I got a call from my mother. For some reason, she was elated.
Huh. Today sure is a good day, dear. How's about you take your old lady out for some coffee and pastries for her birthday?
There wasn't really any way that I could say no. I might have married a controlling man, but I was born to an even more demanding and particular mother. So I put a hold on the grocery shopping I was about to do and met her at her favorite cafe in town, which was, of course, ridiculously overpriced and overrated. She ordered the most expensive things on the menu on my tab, then told me to take pictures of her holding them up to commemorate the occasion. When I asked for a bite, she said,
"Oh, give it a..."
When who lets this girl walk out of the earth with that much... What is on her face? She looks like she got slapped in the face like multiple times. What? Oh my god, I thought that was a guy. Oh my god. Let's continue.
Rest, honey. I've done enough for you today. I deserve this to myself.
I was confused by what she meant, but I didn't bother to ask. I heard my phone go off from my purse, and I welcomed the distraction. I'd gotten a text from my sister-in-law asking where my mother was. I replied that she was at the coffee house with me, but I didn't get a reply. Instead, about 15 minutes later, the police pulled up. They marched inside with forlorn faces and told us to follow them to the police station, but they wouldn't tell us why. Now, I understand that they didn't want to make a scene at the place of business. When we got to the station, we were met by a man in a suit who spoke to us softly. "Hello, ma'ams. I have some very unfortunate news. If you would, I'd like to talk to one of you at a time in this room here. The other can sit in the waiting room with your family."
Oh, let me go first. It's my birthday.
Sure. Come with me, ma'am. And
I knew
so,
this was getting
my
to-
mother disappeared into a windowless room with that man, as I was ushered into a larger waiting room, where I found my entire family of in-laws sitting in quiet, sobbing despair. I asked them,
Do any of you know what's going on?
but none of them answered. They just looked at me with daggers in their tearful eyes. Confused, I found a seat away from them, up against the wall that was shared with the room my mother had just been taken into. I was soon to find out that that room was purposed for interrogations and had an extremely thin wall. "Something terrible happened today, ma'am. Your son-in-law has passed away.
Huh? What'd you say?
Your daughter's husband has been killed."
Oh, Lord. Oh, no. Oh, no.
In that moment, my world collapsed. I'd just seen my husband alive a few hours ago, but now he was gone. I couldn't think of a single person who would want to hurt him, but then it hit me. The last person I'd left him alone with was my own mother.
So he's dead?
Yes, he was killed. He was shot a dozen times in his own home.
Yay! Happy birthday to me. I did it. I did it.
Everything after that is just a blur. They called my daughter out of school and made us go in the room with my mother. I remember her saying something like,
Aren't you so happy, baby? You're free now. No more of that jerk hanging around.
but there was nothing I could say. I'm still struggling to recover from that day, almost 10 years ago. I just can't believe how deranged she became, that she would do something so despicable and then celebrate it. She even made me take her out to lunch afterwards. I know I didn't marry a perfect man, but she had no right to do what she did. We could have worked things out, but now none of that is possible. But over everything else, it's my daughter I pray for her grandmother to take away her father like that and act like she was doing her a favor. I just don't understand what snapped in that woman's mind.
What did you think of him? Why do you say that?
That's the big thumbs down. You didn't like it.
I want to tell you that just within the last 30 minutes, the judge did rule that there is now enough evidence for Cynthia Sidabaka to stand trial for murder.
Did he do it? You tell me. You gotta be dead.
He did.
He's dead.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, boy, oh, boy.
Good. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Did you check to see if he was doing it? I didn't care.
Who does that? I know we have a lot, but I'm not doing a whole entire hour-long video. I already made you guys go through this with me for 24 minutes. Okay, so that's it for today. I will be doing a part 2. Sorry, I've been having hiccups lately. I will be doing a part 2. So, I'll see y'all next time, and goodbye.